You are now tuned in to DameSmiff.
Welcome to Musician Talks with DameSmiff. This is episode 26, and today I want to talk about building a culture within your artwork. And specifically today, I want to talk about doing it through music. But before I get started, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and send this video to anybody who's interested in the music industry, improving their musical career, or just want to learn more about the music industry and how creatives function in today's society. So, as I said, I want to talk to you guys quickly about introducing culture into your art. Now, this comes in many different forms. So I'll start with some personal examples, and then I'll give you examples of people that I've watched in the music industry and seen how they've done it. But essentially, what is adding culture to your music? The biggest proponent of that is your lifestyle that you live, like that you personally live as an artist. Being able to facilitate and push that through your artwork is going to help you in the music business because it adds personality to your music and artwork, and it adds a bit of uniqueness and exclusivity to your artwork, especially if you do something that most people don't do. So let's take, for example, let's say you're in a rock band and you're on the West Coast, and for many of you guys, spending time at the beach or on the beach front, shopping and living that outdoors sunshine type of life with fresh water, good food, and things like that, enjoying it with friends, you can find an opportunity let's say in your rock band to input that into your music and your artwork. So that could be something as simple as in your lyrics mentioning various activities that you've done with your friends, places you may have been, things you may have bought, food you may have eaten, and things like that. But doing it in a way that's tasteful and it's catchy and it's obviously musical and things like that. Another way you can use that same example is inviting people to do the things with you. So the big thing you noticed, especially in hip hop, was when artists of the hip hop genre were introducing their own personal culture into their music, the big thing that they would do is kind of make it seem like, at least during the song, that you were a part of it, that it was a giant fun party and you're there, you're in the video, you're experiencing it with them. And what that did is it kind of developed an attraction for the everyday man to want to be a part of that. And then you started to see more and more people starting to dress like these artists, walk like these artists, and talk like these artists. And you can see it. You can see it in almost every genre of music. Between, like I said, rock music, hip hop. You can see it in jazz. You can see it in salsa dancing. All these things, because there is a more so a historical context, but it's an actual like physical context that you're applying to the music. So if people can feel that they can do the things that their favorite people are doing, or they're just their favorite artists are doing, then it kind of develops a culture within that individual, and they can recognize the activities and things that they're doing in that culture to the very artwork that introduced them to it. And how do you do that as an artist? And as I explained, it can just be you talking about your life personally. You can actually do what most of the bigger acts do, is actually manufacture this culture. So some people, they'll take their business and turn that into a culture. So some artists, they'll sell lingerie clothing or makeup or photographs or calendars, or sometimes it's cars or real estate, things like that. And you can input that into your music to say, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm a part of, and for you to be a part of it, this is how cool it is to be doing these things. And oftentimes, not oftentimes, very rarely would you see somebody saying, don't do what I'm doing currently, and then put that into a song and sell it to people. So it's just something to think about when you're thinking about how can I develop a personal relationship with my fans and a more intimate relationship. So when I think about the various artists that do have huge followings or even a cult following. They may not be huge, but they're consistent fans and things like that. They all kind of relate to one another. It's not necessarily just a mishmash of diverse people who don't really have anything in common and things like that. Generally, the music is the only thing that's gluing all these people together. But if you were to take the music away, these people would generally be in the same circumstances and areas of one another just due to the lifestyle that they've all gravitated towards. Now, the biggest thing to think about when you are trying to develop a lifestyle is that you got to make sure it's something genuine, something that you actually enjoy and pursue doing. It shouldn't be something that is new to you, you've never done before, and don't really understand, because the people who are actually in that lifestyle will be able to tell that you're kind of new at it, or you just, are putting on a persona so that you can sell records. They can tell that. Now, as an artist, what would that mean if you do? Let's say you do find something that you are interested in and you want to input that into your music. The best thing I can tell you is, like I said in my previous episode about writer's block, is to actually engulf yourself into that culture, become a part of it, partake into that culture, invest into that culture, see what that culture has to give you, and see what you have to give that culture. And within that, you should be able to, as long as you're fulfilling your filling your needs as a musician, as long as you're doing that, talking about the things you're doing in your life should be that much easier because you're already doing it, you're engulfed in it, and you should, have some level of respect for what you're doing because you do enjoy it. So when people see you doing that and you try to sell your CD or present it to somebody, or maybe your next album, or you want to show your artwork and things like that, you can definitely bank on the fact that this person has similar interest to you, being part of the attraction to them purchasing your music. So just something to think about, something very quick that I wanted to talk to you guys today about. And I think that's about it that I have today, because there's not really much you can talk about as far as inputting culture into your artwork, because it's going to be not necessarily individual, but it's a group effort. Like, you're not going to be the one person who does the one thing that's super dope that nobody knows about and then expect everybody or a majority of people to gravitate towards your artwork for sales. So that's all I have for you today. And this was Musician Talks with DameSmiff. This was episode 26, and I'm out.